We don't have real control over death. You could die of a heart attack, a building could fall on you, you could be in an accident, you could have a fatal disease. So, how should you conduct your life? You just go ahead and live, taking reasonable precautions, like handling the mail more carefully. Rudy Giuliani. Here are 25 of the most heartbreaking accidents in amusement park history. 25. The Matterhorn became the site of the first Disneyland fatality in 1964 when a 15-year-old boy was injured after he stood up in the car and fell out. He died 3 days later. 24. A 20-year-old park employee at Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey, died while riding the Rolling Thunder during a test run in 1981. It was concluded that the employee may not have secured himself properly, but the exact cause of the tragedy has remained unknown, as nobody actually saw the young man fall from the ride. 23. In May 1972, at Battersea Park in London, a train car of the Big Dipper broke loose from its haulage rope and rolled backwards into another train car. 5 children were killed, and 13 others were injured. 22. In April 2004, a 16-year-old girl died from internal injuries after falling approximately 100 feet, or 30 meters, from the top of Hydro at Oakwood Theme Park in Pembrokeshire, Wales. It was later discovered that the staff often failed to check the riders' bars and seatbelts. 21. In July 2011, Iraq War veteran James Hackemer, who had lost both legs in a bomb attack, fell to his death from the ride of steel at Darien Lake in New York. The ride was closed, but reopened after the death was deemed as an operator error. Hackemer should not have been allowed on due to his physical condition. 20. Built in 1927, the Cyclone at Coney Island in New York City has claimed the lives of 3 people. In May 1985, a 29-year-old man was killed here after he stood up and struck his head on a crossbeam. Just 3 years later, a 26-year-old man was killed after falling from it, and in July 2007, a 53-year-old man crushed his neck while riding it and died a few days later. 19. On October 22, 2001, a 59-year-old employee of the Camelot theme park in Lancashire, England, was struck and killed by the Gauntlet while performing maintenance on the ride. The park was later fined £40,000 as it had no written safety procedures for its staff. 18. On June 9, 1991, a 32-year-old woman fell from the flight commander at Kings Island in Mason, Ohio, and died. Unbelievably, just 1 hour before, 2 people died at the very same park when they were electrocuted while trying to rescue a man who had fell into the pond. 17. In July 2007, an 18-year-old park worker died after falling 80 feet, or 24 meters, from the rat ride at Loudon Castle Amusement Park in Galston, Scotland. He was allegedly visiting the park on his day off when he saw one of the cars stuck on the ride. He then proceeded to climb up in order to fix it, but when it started to move, he was dragged to the highest point, where he lost his grip and fell to his death. 16. In July 2013, a 52-year-old woman died after she fell 75 feet, or 23 meters, from the Texas Giant at Six Flags Over Texas in Arlington. The woman, who might not have been latched in her seat securely, fell from the car and hit a support beam. 15. Sometimes referred to as Accident Park, the Action Park in Vernon, New Jersey is one of the world's most dangerous amusement parks. In July 1980, a park employee was riding the Alpine slide when his car jumped the track and his head struck a rock, killing him. However, the most feared attraction of the park is the infamous tidal wave pool, where several people have already drowned. 14. In May 2007, at Expoland in Osaka, Japan, the Fujin Raijin 2 roller coaster derailed and hit a guardrail after a wheel axle on one of the cars broke, killing 1 woman and causing severe injuries to 19 other people. 13. In June 2008, at Six Flags Over Georgia in Cobb County, a 17-year-old boy was decapitated by the Batman ride after he climbed over 2 fences and entered a restricted area to retrieve his lost hat. 6 years earlier, a similar incident happened at the same ride as a man was struck in the head and killed by the dangling legs of a passenger after he broke the rules and wandered into the ride's path. 12. Magic Harbor in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina witnessed tragedy in 1983 when a 13-year-old girl was almost beheaded after she stood up on the Black Witch steel roller coaster. 11. Despite being one of the slowest rides at Lagoon in Farmington, Utah, Puff the Little Fire Dragon claimed the life of a 6-year-old boy in 1989. The boy slipped from the safety restraints, falling through the tracks, and as he was trying to get back on the track, the same train looped around and hit him in his head, killing him instantly. 10. In June 2007, the cables of the Superman Tower of Power at Six Flags Kentucky Kingdom in Louisville snapped, hitting a group of young girls. One of the girls got entangled, and as the car dropped, the cables severed her feet. 9. In June 1984, on the Mindbender at Galaxyland in Edmonton, Canada, missing bolts on a wheel assembly caused the train to disengage from the track. The rear car fishtailed wildly, colliding with support structures and throwing off passengers before crashing into a concrete pillar. 3 people were killed. 8. Located at East Overseas Chinese Town in Shenzhen, China, the space journey involved cars spinning inside a domed screen portraying movies about space. In June 2010, however, one of the cars suddenly came loose and the whole dome ricocheted around, causing an electrical fire, before plunging to the ground with more than 40 people inside. 6 died, 5 were critically injured, and 5 more suffered serious injuries. 7. In July 2002, a 15-year-old girl with Down syndrome died after getting out of her seat and falling from the Ferris wheel at the Gulliver's World theme park in Warrington, England. During the investigation, it was found that she had wanted to ride with her mother, but the park employees refused, saying that her mother was too big and needed her own seat. 6. On April 29, 2007, a 21-year-old park employee was killed by a ride vehicle on the Extreme Racer at Legoland Billund in Denmark after she climbed over a security fence to retrieve a guest's wallet. 5. On May 29, 2004, a 52-year-old ride mechanic was killed by a roller coaster car of the Ragin' Cajun at Six Flags America in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, when he was trying to cross the tracks. Suffering from a traumatic head injury, the man died soon after. 4. Colossus at Six Flags Magic Mountain in Valencia, California, was the site of a deadly accident in 1978 when a 20-year-old woman died after falling out of the ride. The lap bar was locked in place, but due to the woman's obesity, it proved to be ineffective. 3. The Wildcat at Bell's Amusement Park in Tulsa, Oklahoma, witnessed a fatal incident in April 1997 when mechanical failures caused a car near the top of a chain hill to disengage and roll backwards, colliding with another car. The accident killed a 14-year-old and injured 6 others. 2. In July 2014, an 18-year-old boy was thrown from his seat on the Inferno at Terra Mítica in Benidorm, Spain. He died shortly after the incident in the ambulance. Investigation found out the harness of the boy's seat was open, but the cause of the failure was not determined. 1. On July 6, 2012, Le Vampire roller coaster at La Ronde in Quebec became fatal for a 67-year-old park employee who was reportedly found underneath the attraction in a restricted area. He appeared to have suffered head trauma, and park officials stated that he had been struck by the roller coaster. The man was pronounced dead at the scene. Enjoying our lists? Be sure to click that subscribe button in the top right corner so you don't miss out on new ones every Monday through Friday. Share them with your friends and help us consistently conciliate curiosity. And if you want even more lists, check out these 2 videos here, or just head to our website at list25.com.